I can't remember the last time we've watched a Doctor Who story that in the process of watching it in this manner, I have completely changed my perspective of. And I'm absolutely in awe of this story at the moment. We know we're 2/3 of the way through, which bodes well. Because as a kid, and please bear in mind, I was a very naive child in so many ways. As a kid, this story was just, oh, they go to the planet of the cheetah people, and then Ace goes a bit cat-like, and this master, and it's always good when the master's in it. And obviously, like, seriously, I was very, very naive. And I've missed, as a child, all the subtext. This is a Doctor Who story that is so much more mature than almost anything we've seen in, 26 years worth of Doctor Who. And it's remarkable that we can get to the final story of the classic run. And, I mean, groundbreaking's a big word to use. And there are other stories that are bold and play with metaphor and are prepared to be a little bit more abstract and thoughtful in the midst of a family, children, science fiction TV programme. But I honestly can't think of one that is so willing to start to look at more proper grown-up things. And I don't mean proper grown-up things. This is an issue I have at school a lot of the time. Am I boring you?
Sorry.
When I talk about proper grown-up things at school, because I obviously read books to kids and I talk about books all the time. And it's really hard to get them to recognise that proper grown-up things doesn't mean swearing, obviously, and that doesn't apply here. But it doesn't mean violence, all right? Because violence, yes, is a thing. But I think proper grown-up things is more to do with sort of self-awareness, recognising things within yourself, being aware that we as humans go on journeys and we change and we grow, and that change and growth is a constant. Change is a constant in that regard. And I've also, and I'm really dodgy ground here, and I don't know everybody that watches these, and if you please tell me off if I'm wrong, that's fine. But I've never really picked up on the fact that there is something. You're going to tell me off now one way or another. I know you are. There's something quite sexual going on here. And as a naive Doctor Who fan, I never picked it up. But for crying...
I've never picked up anything sexual.
She cups the water and the cat licks the water out of her hands.
That's how cats drink.
Yeah, but not out of your hands.
What else did she have? Wasn't like an obvious reception.
There is clearly a connection that is quite a primal connection going on here.
I think she fancies the boy.
Within... Which boy?
One that's already gone feral.
She does not fancy Mitch. No, she does not. No. Don't stop playing devil's avocado. There is something going on here about Ace's character that I never recognised before. And honestly, and I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to make you sit through that. But were I now to go and read the New Adventures again, I think some of the stuff that goes on in there would be a little bit more understandable to me. Actually, no. Ace was very heterosexual in the New Adventures, wasn't she? Tell me if I'm wrong again. Tell me if I'm wrong again. There's something mature and advanced about the character race that I never even recognised. And hey, I'm not being a prat here. Does it take a female writer to bring these things out? Is that, I don't know what that is, but I think there's a truth in that. Because that moment where she cups the water for the cat and she looks absolutely delighted. And then the doctor goes up and the defences go up again. And they have that really stilted, awkward, weird conversation. McCoy falls back into his manipulative, thing. But he's also playing with an Ace there that he knows there's something going on. This is quite a remarkable story. And I've never really appreciated just how remarkable it is. Add into the mix there, is this the best performance that Anthony Ainley's done since Castrovalva? My wife is on her phone, so she's not even...
I was thinking, his performance is fine.
Fine?
But there's not a lot of... vocab for him, not a lot of dialogue for him.
I think you're right.
And he sort of, there's a lot of posturing.
Yeah. And I think that leads me on to something that
Lack of range.
that is an accusation that's been levelled at Ainley before. Yeah, certainly. I think Ainley is a very potent presence on screen, but he doesn't have the depth and range that Delgado has or John Sim has. Certainly not, Gomez. Right. I've always thought this is a master story, weirdly, but it's not a master story at all, is it? I think you need somebody in the master role, and it's good shortcutting, isn't it? Just to be able to drop somebody in and go, oh, it's the master, he's going to be the bad guy, job done. But it's not about that at all. It's not about that at all. And it's what's happening to Ace, it's what's happening to people, it's continuing this run of evolution and survival of the fittest. This is something very, very special, and I hadn't recognised that before. I'd forgotten about survival.
Do you know what else is really special?
Tell me what else is really special.
Me.
And there we go. What an appropriate place to end this. Right, okay. Final McCoy. Next time. There may be tears. There may be tears.